Greetings, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Social distancing. I've got to take a few steps back here. I am so sorry. Got to keep you safe during this video. My apologies. Let's not take any chances. Get a little disinfectant here as well. Okay, now we're ready. Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in to this year's special version of the SGSUP Awards Ceremony. My name's Dave Hondula, and I'm an assistant professor in our school. I don't know about the rest of you, but over the past several weeks, I found myself spending a heck of a lot more time than usual walking and biking around my neighborhood in Tempe. And it's been fun doing so, but also really cool because everywhere I go, there are signatures and hints of what's happening and what's been happening in our school this past year. So I'd like to invite you to join me on a short tour of Tempe as we review some of the major highlights from 2019 and 2020 from our students, staff, and faculty. Let's roll. Well, hey again, we're here in North Tempe on College Avenue where we have some of these signs that you've probably seen all around town promoting the 2020 census. And I hope you've already done your part. But did you know that our school is also closely connected to the team running the census itself? Earlier this spring, we were fortunate to be able to host Deirdre Bishop, the Census Bureau's geography lead, for a campus visit. This was a fantastic educational and professional development opportunity facilitated by our Knowledge Exchange for Resilience, led by Libby Wentz and Patricia Solis. Many of our students had the chance to take part in this opportunity, which we hope is going to lay the groundwork for all sorts of career and research prospects for them in the years ahead. And when we're speaking about professional development, a major highlight of the fall semester was the Career Navigator event. This one attracted dozens of organizations looking to hire students in geography and planning, and hundreds of students from all across ASU attended. Barbara Trapido-Lurie, Erin Musgrave, and Megan Martin were the key organizers of this event, and we're so appreciative of everything they did to make it a big success. Thanks to the three of you, and let's continue on the tour. Well, the next stop on our tour is Tempe Town Lake, the second most visited public attraction in Arizona and an exemplary case of innovative water management here in the desert. And when we in GSUP think about innovation around water in the desert, there's no one who comes to mind for us quicker than our dear colleague, Pat Gober. As many of you know, Pat is retiring this year after a wonderful 45-year career at ASU. Pat's legacy is going to live on in many ways at ASU, including through the Pat Gober Water Prize, which she has generously established to support students interested in water in the future. We're going to hear more about that later in the program, but Pat, congratulations on a successful career and best wishes for your retirement. And while we're here at the water's edge, I'm also reminded of all the successes of our Center for Global Discovery and Conservation Science. GDCS and its Global Airborne Observatory have really ramped up their operations at ASU over the past year. Now, I'm not aware of any work they're doing focusing on Arizona's water resources, but they have been visiting places of moderate interest like Hawaii and Borneo. The GDCS team was also named as one of the 100 finalists for a $100 million prize from the MacArthur Foundation, and we wish the team and Greg the best of luck as they continue forward in that competition. And Greg, if you all do get all that money, maybe you can focus some of the laser scanners at the water feature behind me. I mean, when you talk about an opportunity for real discovery, I don't think anybody knows what's in there. Let's continue on our journey. The next stop on our tour has given us a great view of Sky Harbor Airport and its iconic air traffic control tower, reminding us, of course, of those good old days when we could go places. And when we were going places, GSUP was really going some incredible places. I'm thinking about, for example, Peter Crank, who represented us at the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change meeting in Madrid in the fall. So Mint had an Fulbright chairship in environmental studies. He was spending the fall in Saskatchewan, Canada. Matt Georgescu, a Fulbright recipient as well, he was headed to Greece this spring. Unfortunately, that trip was cut short because of coronavirus, and he has quite the travel adventure he could tell you about. And it's not just in the lower atmosphere where GSUP has been well represented. We now have a presence in space as well, thanks to the successful launch earlier this year of our CubeSat called Phoenix. A number of GSUP students and faculty members have been involved in the CubeSat project, notably Erin Saffel in her amazing mentorship role for the CubeSat team, and we're really looking forward to seeing data come in from CubeSat over the coming years. But for now, I'm getting pretty hot out here. Let's go see if we can find some shade. All right, well, I've been fortunate to find some shade here at JC Park in Tempe, just west of campus. And on the way over here, it's so interesting observing the different neighborhoods and all of the growth and development that's been happening in the city, which of course reminds us of the great work happening by our planning faculty. And we were thrilled this year to be able to welcome a new planning faculty member, Matt Quick. Matt, we hope you've enjoyed your time at ASU thus far. When we think about the planning faculty, we also of course need to recognize Dave Piafka, who's retiring after more than 3 decades of service to ASU. Dave first came to ASU in 1983 and has wide-ranging interests in planning. Recent work includes attention to the border regions, and he's had a consistent focus on environmental justice throughout his career. Dave was also instrumental in setting up the largest undergraduate sustainability course at ASU, which lives on to this day, called Sustainable Cities. Now, I'd like to wrap up by noting that I've had a good and safe experience on my bike going through this tour, and that of course is thanks to the hard work happening in our school and with community partners to make this a great community for cycling. And one of the key figures in all that work is our school director, Trislan Nelson, who was named a bike hero by the City of Tempe earlier this year. Trislan, we really appreciate the work that you and the entire Bike Maps team is doing to make this a safer and more enjoyable community in which we can work, live, and play.